Good morning, I'm Ivana Socadras, and today I'm going to be using the OCPS Code of Conduct to help me answer the question, how are the limitations of student rights in illustration of the First Amendment in U.S. public schools? The First Amendment was written into the Constitution and guarantees us freedoms concerning religion, speech, assembly, and the right to petition. These are rights the government cannot take away from us. And in public schools, students are given their full right of the First Amendment with the restriction of time, place, and manner, or TPM, in order to keep schools safe and without distractions. TPM in schools is extremely important to preserve the safety and peace of our children and to keep from disrupting the school and learning environment. TPM stands for time, place, and manner. Time being when you do it, place where you do it, and manner how you do it. These factors are important in figuring out whether the action is punishable or acceptable. For example, in the court case Moines versus Frederick, at a school supervised event, a group of students held up a sign that read "Bong hits for Jesus," which promoted illegal drug usage. After being told by Morse to put it away and refusing, Frederick was suspended. The court ruled with Morse 5-4, stating that Morse was not violating any First Amendment freedom of speech when asking them to take it away. Another case I would like to go over is the Tinker versus Moines. In 1965, a group of students showed up to school wearing armbands to show support for troops in the Vietnam War. For this, they were suspended. As you can see here, the armbands are pretty small and showed a small image of a peace sign, showing that there was nothing disruptive about this form of speech. For this reason, the court ruled as Tinker 7-2, stating that the armbands represented pure speech. In the OCPS Code of Conduct, we see that we are given the right to express our views through speaking and writing, but without being obscene, disruptive, or slanderous. On the bottom, we see the right that I just mentioned and our personal student responsibility to respect the rights of others. My final case will be talking about religion. In 1962, the state of New York authorized a short voluntary prayer at the start of each school day. A group was formed stating that this was a violation of the First Amendment and the students should not have to listen to this. The court ruled 6-1 for Angel, stating that a state cannot hold prayers in public schools, even if participation is not required and the prayer is not tied to a particular religion, as it violates the First Amendment's freedom of speech. As you can see here in the OCPS Code of Conduct, we are given the right to have one's religious beliefs respected, as long as we respect the religious beliefs of others. Another Code of Conduct rule that I would like to go over is the one that says to participate in patriotic observances, students have a right to not participate in recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to go over this as the not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance is a First Amendment right, freedom of speech that would be acceptable in the TPM restrictions. In conclusion, the students are given their First Amendment right to religion, speech, assembly, and petition, but should keep in mind the TPM time, place, and manner restriction, and are responsible for their own actions. And in the case Tinker versus Des Moines, it was said, in order to justify the suppression of speech, the school officials must be able to prove that the conduct in question maturely and substantially interfere with the operation of the school. And I 100% agree. What questions may you have? Thank you.
Sorry. All right, two questions I have for you. First up, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and then why didn't you use it?
I gathered a lot of evidence about the dress code and how it violates the freedom of speech, but I decided not to use it as I would have liked to go more in the approach of the time, place, and manner restriction.
Okay, and then next question. What advice would you have for other researchers that are considering this topic?
I would say to research a lot about the First Amendment, of course, and a lot about the time, place, and manner, because knowing the First Amendment would be extremely important into figuring out what to present.
Perfect, you're done.